All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
welcome to the
Okay.
TBD podcast to be determined. Let me give you a little intro. I know this is our introduction into the YouTube sphere. So, my name is Reese, Nas, JC, whatever you want to call me. Me and my friend Maxwell that's sitting over there,
Maxwell.
Blitz,
Blitz.
if you want to call him that,
Alexander Jackson. Hey,
Alexander
I
Jackson,
can
whatever you
go
want to
ahead.
call him. So, me and him, we're actually wrestling trainees. I was a former wrestling trainee. I still say I'm doing it. It's just on pause because, as you
Yeah.
can see by my dialect, the way I talk, clearly I'm in some form of communication. I'm in politics, and my political career has, of course, taken the forefront of my wrestling career. I'm going to go back. I'm excited to go back. I want to embody that Reese Sinclair that I know he knows all too well because me and him have had matches
Uh,
before.
I don't want
So,
to hear nothing about that.
me and him, we know about the business. We've
Of course, of
trained.
course.
I've been on shows. I've been on battle royals. I've done a one-on-one match on a show. I
Hmm.
understand the craft to train. Only in my first few months, I was able to get ahead a lot. So I understand what it's like to take those bumps in the wrestling business. I understand the technique, not fully. No one's a master of anything. But my skill was communications. I'm in politics. I give speeches. I do all these other things. All the things you can imagine, that's what I do. I'm giving the speeches. I'm, doing the barnstorms, shaking everybody's hands. So I come at it from that lens. I come at it from a communications
Yeah.
lens. That's why wrestling is one of my favorite things. Now I'm gonna toss
As
it
you
over
can
to
see,
him to give
as
a
you
little
see, he's
introduction.
the talker in this in this whole thing. I myself am also a wrestling trainee. It is on pause because I am going and doing certain things in a I guess you could say in the criminal justice land. I'm trying to
Mhm.
become a police officer, so I'm taking a backseat on wrestling right now. But eventually, I'm gonna go back to it,
You can
and you're
see
gonna
by
see
those
the
glasses he
full.
trying to be. He trying to get in the police department.
Okay, okay. No, that's
Them
just I'm
them
blind.
those
But
license and registration glasses that he got on right now. So
I don't
you.
know why you talking with that with your shirt on,
you,
buddy. I
you
don't
can,
hear from you.
totally
But
joking.
yeah. So I take that's taking a backseat as of right now. But eventually, I'm gonna get back into it. Eventually, you're gonna see the dealer Alexander Jackson come back in full force. But until
AC baby.
then, AC baby, come on. But until then, I've taken those bumps. I've seen. I haven't trained much, but I've had some matches in front of some people, and people have said
some
I am
some
pretty
current
good.
some current AEW stars you've had
Yeah,
matches
some
in front
current
of.
AEW stars
So
say
I
some
mean,
big
me,
stars.
yeah, me and him both. I mean,
Yeah,
WWID stars I've been in the ring with AEW. Okay, so let's get into it. We just saw the main
mhm,
event.
yeah,
Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. And I have, oh sorry, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
So it comes because basically it was so okay. Here's my thought about this. It was
Mhm,
very weird because what happened was pretty much somehow some way Sami Zayn came into the picture and
yeah,
Sami Zayn so Sami Zayn Seth goes to Sami Zayn and they give this whole backstory about how both of them were family and they love each other and they're friends and they're
yeah.
doing
I'm
all
like,
these things, right? So the big picture comes in because Sammy he tells Sammy first off, here's my thing.
mhm,
Sammy's whole goal is what? He says, this is like the bloodline. This is like another faction. We
yeah.
need to
He's
break
trying
this
to
up.
stop it.
Why is this the future? Why is Sami Zayn always doing this? Why is he
That
always the scapegoat?
wait that and then also why is he in this predicament?
In
Because
the
if you
first
just
place.
yeah, in the first place, because if you look at the whole timeline of Sami Zayn, he just literally came back from a match with Kevin Owens, which he got, I guess, written off of TV, as you could say. He just came back just to get basically written off of
Beat by
TV
Braun
again
Breaker.
by
Okay,
Braun
here
Breaker. So
couple things first. Okay, so everybody was going to Sammy. Why did Karrion Cross go to Sami Zayn? I don't know if you saw that. Cross went to
oh
Sami
yeah,
Zayn and
I
he
did
said,
see
make sure
that.
you make the right decision. What
Well,
Cross is trying to turn all these good guys bad, but you saw
yeah.
Miro's promo, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Mhm.
But my thoughts about this whole main event is that I don't. First of all, it doesn't make any sense in terms of why is Sammy stepping back up.
Yeah.
Sammy has every time he does, he always get into these things. He is not WWE's Crusader. So why is Sami Zayn even involved in that? Is my
He's Captain
first thought.
Saber, Saber person
Yeah,
in
Saber per se. You're right about that. And then
WWE.
the second thing is Braun destroyed Sammy. And here's my thing. I
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think it should have been a match. That was my only gripe. Because if you're gonna go with this story, then Braun needs to just kill him. That was my
Yeah, I
thing.
don't know why they made it a sanctioned match and then
Nah,
knowing Sami Zayn wasn't even in gear. So it just didn't. It really
Paul
kind of didn't fit right.
earlier in the night, Paul Heyman said, "Oh, Braun Breaker wants a match with you." That is good in theory, and I think that would have been a great idea for next week, right?
Next week, yeah, that's what I
But
thought was gonna happen. Was the
exact,
match was gonna happen next week?
Sammy should have came out there, and that's another thing. Even though it was, I don't. Okay, Seth's. I'll save my
Mhm.
reserve for when we start reviewing the first amount of show. But my reaction to the main event as a whole is that it should have been a segment where Sammy, boom, get Spirit, whatever happens, and that
Mhm.
leads on
So next
to
week,
next week. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I like the main event. It was okay. Um, they could have did a little bit more. It didn't make sense in the whole of why Sami Zayn is even out there just to get hurt again. I felt they could have brought someone else in maybe and give them the spotlight instead of Sami Zayn because he doesn't need to get written off again. He just got back last week for him to get hurt again. So I mean, they might not write him off of TV and they might bandage him up and play into that whole storyline, but we'll see what happens
Okay.
as the weeks go on.
Well, let's start the show.
Yes, so let's start the show. Let me go into these notes real quick.
Thank you
These
guys for
WWE
for
notes.
joining us today. We hope that
Thank you. Thank you.
you like, you subscribe, do all that good stuff, and really
Wait.
stay with us with this. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. I have another channel, and through that channel, I've gained a bit of a following, and through those, I've been able to have some great conversations about the wrestling business. With some people a few years ago with this channel. So I want that same enthusiasm. I want that same vigor, that same grit with all of you. So
Please, if
make
we're
sure that
wrong, tell us we're wrong. If we're right, tell us we're right. We're gonna look
absolutely.
at every single comment and comment back to you guys. Come
So
on now.
let's roll it. What's going on?
Okay. So the show opens up with Seth Rollins coming out, having a promo saying that the future runs through him. That it doesn't run through Roman Reigns. It doesn't run through CM Punk, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, none of them. It runs through him. And then we get an interruption by Sami Zayn. For some odd reason, Sami Zayn comes out and talks to Rollins about the group being crap and saying that he's jealous of Roman and CM Punk's stature in WWE.
So
Which, uh, I mean, I can see why they're playing into that
I want to ask
because
you.
it does make sense.
So what are your initial thoughts about the promo and the group as a whole?
I like the group. I like what they're doing. I just it's kind of just not making sense to me of how they're playing out this story because, like I said, there was no reason for Sammy to come out and for Braun Breaker to have a match tonight. There was no reason. They could have held that off for next week. They could have done some more stuff. Like I thought, if anything, Seth Rollins was going to do or he was going to do something tonight more so than Braun Breaker. But I understand why because they need to show Braun Breaker is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we
So.
we already talked about a little bit our thoughts on this whole Sami Zayn situation, but I think the group is okay. I like Braun and Paul. I really do.
I do like
I
that.
think what they honestly, my thing was they should have just if they were gonna go the Seth Rollins route with the singing and that
Mhm.
like I don't want to say that word, that kind of like
Goofy
eccentric
mentality, I guess
goofy
you say.
mentality. I feel like all of them like let them all like let Braun be the serious one, let Paul Heyman come out in the colored
Yeah, that's
suit and
what I was thinking.
everything
Like
because
Paul Heyman was gonna
it's like
be
it
goofy.
looks like Paul and Braun just boom, they look like they should be together, and then Seth just
Mhm.
kind of
Looks
stands
out of
out.
place.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like the Seth like face kind of stuff. Like I don't
Face
like the Monday Night Raw like and like because
Oh, I see
he's
what you're
face. It's like,
saying.
oh, you're my friend, and
Yeah.
I don't want to
Oh,
hurt you,
that
and I don't.
was another
You
thing. I
betrayed.
was
That's what I'm
very,
saying.
very
Yeah,
confused with if Rollins is a face or a heel
because
or what he's
Braun
trying
is
to
clearly
do.
a heel. He don't care. He a
Yes.
beast.
Yeah,
Paul just
he's just
turned on two of his friends. So what
oh,
is
he's a
Seth
heel.
doing? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only question I have about that segment, honestly.
Yeah. And then after all that, Sami Zayn calls Rollins a hypocrite, says the group is like the bloodline. So I guess we're getting another bloodline reference, even though the storyline's been over for so long. Um, and then he also used a line that Uso said, I think Jey Uso used against Jacob Fatu. He said he looked he looked Braun in his face and said, if he comes looking at me, I'm gonna kick him in the face.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
that was a nice payback to Jay. And then Rollins says, either you're with us
Or
or
you're
you're a
against
target.
us. Yeah, yeah. Or you're a
Oh
target. You stand in
yeah.
our way.
That is
Um,
another thing I'm trying to figure out with this storyline is that I don't understand why they're trying to send him to SmackDown. I
I,
don't know if that's like a
and that's what's so why I don't want to get bogged down because I know we got a whole show, but
yeah.
we'll talk about it a little bit at the end. But why Sammy? He's not a
That
threat. Like
that's what I'm saying.
he's your friend, so like I kind of get it, but at the same time, it makes literally no sense.
And then especially with later on in the show, when we talk
Yeah,
about it later on, the opportunity he's getting too from it, I'm just like, it just it's not making sense. Like it really is
uh,
not making sense. It seems like they're just throwing it together.
yeah,
If
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense, to
Like
make it
trying
something.
to do get something that Seth could do. All right,
Yeah.
let's keep moving. What else we got through this show?
Okay.
It's a
So
long
the
show,
next
so I
thing
know.
that happened in the show was a match between Rhea and Roxanne.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match, but
Mommy and Roxanne.
that's my only comment on that. It was okay. I
Yeah,
thought it was good.
it was an okay
Um,
match. No big spots,
let
no
me see.
big nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was okay match. Rhea back in the main event fold. Oh, I
Hmm.
love EO. Just
Oh yeah,
mega face. Love it. I love EO. Yeah.
yeah. So what happened was that they had their match. Eventually, Julia from NXT, I think. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah,
moving
yeah,
up to
yeah.
their main roster, but from
It's
NXT.
the if people ever played the 2K25 My Rise, it's the mutiny storyline. All these
Oh
NXT
Lord.
stars, yeah,
Oh no. Oh no. I'm scared.
yeah,
Yeet.
yeah. No.
But Julia comes out, provokes Rhea. Rhea's about to hit the riptide. Julia attacks. The match ends in DQ. Io eventually comes out, saves Rhea. She gets beat down eventually. Rhea
Yeah,
comes back into the ring,
they're
tries to save her, and then
they're building
the
towards that
usual.
tag match. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
towards the
usually
tag match.
the heels run away, the faces stand
Yeah.
tall, and that was the end of that. The next we went to a segment with the Judgment Day.
They were
So
playing 2K25 behind the scenes.
yes,
And
there.
did you see who they were beating up?
I was it Stone Cold,
It was
right?
Triple H.
It was Triple H.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, that's
That
hilarious.
is funny. That is funny. They're always playing They always play 2K25, right? I love it. I love it. Um, well, they have like a little thing. JD talks about, or Finn comes to JD talking about his return and how he didn't message him, or how he's not getting like talked about in the group about things. JD tells him about that he told Dom, and Dom was supposed to tell Finn, but he didn't tell Finn. And then Liv comes through and tells him that they have a tag match for I guess you could say a number one contendership in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
For a number one contendership, he says okay. He says I was supposed to be told about this, and so I'm guessing they're starting to try to get Finn out of the group, and it seems like they're trying to move on with that storyline, getting Finn out of the group, because now he's not even getting told about certain things, and he's supposed to
yeah.
be, I
I'm
guess,
with
the
you.
quote unquote leader of the group.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then Carlito had his little thing afterwards.
yeah. I love me some Carlito. He is so funny,
Bro,
bro.
he's a
I love me
goat. He's a
some Carlito.
legend. That's all. When I was growing up, I would see Carlito getting, him fighting Fit Finley on whatever. That's what I used to
Yeah.
watch. What's
Then
next?
it was a lot of promos today. I can say that it was a lot of
That's what I come
storytelling and
for. I
promos
like the
today.
storytelling.
Yeah. So then after that, Logan comes out.
Well,
Being the heel that he
I
is.
guess I take that back, bro.
Logan coming out.
Logan Paul is just like he's a good athlete, but
I'm not
he's
gonna lie.
just
I kind of messed with the promo though. Like he's starting to become better at talking as a heel. I'm not gonna lie, he is. He's starting to become like I guess you could say like the 2010 Miz, where if you watch him, you hate him, but you can't stop watching it because it's kind of
no.
that
I can
good.
stop watching it. I'll flip the channel. Like how? What do you mean you can't stop? No,
Bruh,
I'm
I
a
mean,
turn.
it was good. I like that segment. I like the segment that they had. He was talking about how he beat AJ Styles and that the fans are never satisfied. And then he calls out Jay, or he says he's done everything in the industry. I guess. I guess he's done everything, as he says. But he calls out Jey Uso for his title. Jay comes out, eating everything, doing all his things. One thing I can say, Jay is so over. Oh my god. Did you see that crowd when they
Mm-hmm.
panned to the crowd and they
Mm-hmm.
just everyone, I mean everyone was
What do
eating.
you think
I'm like,
about
Jesus.
what do you think about what they're trying to do with Jay? So in the segment, Jay came out and Jay basically they had a little back and forth. Jay
Mhm.
told him like, this well, I'm not joking. Basically, Jay was trying to be more serious. He's like,
Yeah.
he tried to take out my twin. I saw that. I'm not sitting here trying to joke around. I ain't trying to. I'm like you, nothing to me. Super kicked Logan, and
Mhm.
Jay's trying to be more serious. What do you think about like WWE trying to take Jay in a more serious manner? Because a
Um,
lot of people said that he beating Gunther is like it's like no comparison because Jay just so like he's a goof,
yeah,
kind of
he's being an entertainer. I can't
yeah.
blame him. That's what the business is about, being an entertainer. But I I like what they're doing in a sense, but in a sense, they still do need to keep his entertainer side. They can't get rid of that because that's what made Jey Uso Jey Uso. It's just I understand why they're trying to make him serious to make him look like a champion. I guess you could say, if that makes sense, like a Gunther type of champion where he's a pro wrestler too. But I don't know. I like his goofy side. I like his entertainment side because it makes it better for that championship. And he is a workhorse champion. He has, I think, last year he was like the second most matches in WWE. So he's working his butt off. So I feel like what they're doing with him, it's not bad. It's not good. It's whatever. But let's get into the next segment. After that, we have the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day.
Okay, before we get into this match, we can
Mhm.
breeze through this, but I just real quick, I I get what you're saying, but I think Jay is just like I like the idea of him being more serious. What I don't like is the way they did it. I don't think Jay should have went out there and like, oh, you're a YouTuber, da da
Mhm.
da. I think Jay literally should have went out there and just went up. Like what is like no yeeting, no dancing. Like he just like went out there, rolled in the ring, slapped the taste out of Logan Paul's mouth.
And
And he
then walk
says,
out.
I just witnessed my twin get pummeled and I couldn't do anything about it.
Mm,
I accomplished the thing I've been waiting for 15 years. I finally win a world title, and everybody is saying that I don't deserve it, that I'm taking it from a real champion. He should have said, I can yeet all day. I can have fun with these people, have fun with everybody backstage. People love me. That's good and all. But this title is going to be staying with me for a very long time. Boom! Super kick Logan Paul. Don't even give him time to talk. And he say, I'm a different Jay. I'm not now I'm not crash out Jay. I'm
I
not
am.
crashing out. I am. Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
am the trash.
Yeah. Come on now.
No,
Okay,
I
so
mean, yeah. Oh yeah, that was another thing I was wanting to talk about. Logan saying that his reign is gonna be as short as his IC reign. I'm like, dang. I'm like, dang.
okay, so with this match, I have
Oh
a
yeah,
note
yeah.
written down here.
The War Raiders versus
JD
Judgment Day.
is one of the best workers I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure, for
Bro,
sure. I love his work.
if anybody who knows about wrestling, like if you like trained or do anything, he did everything right. Taking a scoop slam,
And then
he
he's
he
smooth with
postured
it
up and
too.
he postured up, took the slam, sold up, like holding his. I
Yep.
was like, oh my god! And then
You
we
know another
hit
thing I
the
like about
shoulder.
him?
Oh,
His
so
back
good,
body drops. His back body
so
drops. Oh
good.
my god, he gets so much air,
Bro, he
so
is
much air.
so good at selling. And the thing I like about JD is his smooth. Like when so
Hmm.
that's one big thing they teach you like in wrestling. So they teach you how to go smooth. I remember like my wrestling coach, he would always say that when you're wrestling, slow down because the goal is not to execute you want to execute the move, but the goal is to make it look good, even if it's simple as taking a punch to the face, right?
Hmm.
And JD makes everything look so smooth. He was better than
Everything.
every person in that match. I was
And
just
he was
looking
gone
at
for
the
so
technique.
long too.
Gosh, he was so good. Um,
Yeah, I liked one of the spots he pulled off by jumping off. I think it's not. I don't think it's. I need to learn these War Raider names. I think it was Ivar's back and hitting Roman in the face. I was like, oh, okay, that was a nice spot. Then goes out to the moonsault. Then does
mhm,
another moonsault for the pin. I
that
like
was
that.
nice.
Yeah.
One thing I have written down for this match, and we can move on, is that Balor,
Hmm.
when he went for the tag. So, I don't mean to expose. Well, I don't want to expose wrestling business, but Pretty much when you
Oh,
go,
he had his hand.
yeah, you
Yeah, he
saw
had his
that
hand
when you
down.
go for a
Yeah, I was like,
tag. So so if you're in a tag match, right? You
yeah.
have your palm open when you want them to hit, but you
Hmm.
have your palm down when like you're trying to time it with
Well,
the hot tag. And so
yeah.
Ivar had his down and Ivar flipped. So he went, so he
And
tagged,
Finn
but
just,
Finn just kept it. So like I can see JD's like, do I tag or do I,
yeah.
you know?
I was about to say about that. I mean, but some people, like, I've heard that in wrestling, it's kind of your preference, and in that sense, like with tag matches, you don't need to do that. Like, you could
Okay.
just have your hand out.
But you
Because
know,
I
some
think
people
Rey
train like
Mysterio,
that, you know.
yeah, because I was about
But
to say Rey
Finn,
Mysterio doesn't change his hands. I think he just keeps his hand out, palm up, and just keeps it
yeah,
like
well,
that.
but luchas are trained differently anyway because they do everything on the
Yeah,
right side instead. Well, am
like
I tripping? Right or left? They do the
no, no, it's
opposite
right
of what
side.
we do
It's
in
right side.
America. Yeah,
Yeah, it's right
yeah, oh
side.
yeah, because you go to the yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you know all
yeah.
about the lucha training.
It's
Yeah,
right side. It's
yeah.
right side.
Don't be fooled by his look. Trust me, he be going. Um, okay, so is it kicking over to me now after that tag match, or we
Actually,
still got a little bit more?
no. I think yours kick. After this. After this.
All right, what we
Uh,
got?
so basically, it cuts to another segment with Otis and Sammy talking to each other.
This is when
The
Paul.
wise
Yeah,
man, yeah, the wise man comes in, kicks Otis out. You know, feel bad for Otis. He just always he's just going through it every time, bro. They can never catch a break. They talk about how the bloodline broke up again. Another bloodline reference. Then he drops the news that Braun wants a match with Sammy. So at this point is where I thought the match was going to happen next week,
mm.
and and I guess when the main event happened, it didn't. But then they move on to the next thing of talking about that he's trying to give him a pass to go to SmackDown, and that he was going to get a WWE is the I forgot what
The
it's called,
undisputed
the
champion
yeah, the
shot.
understanding, bro. I can't even speak, but yes, that shot from the winner of John Cena versus Randy. And I was just sitting here like, I know Sami Zayn is good and all, but
For
to
Cena's
get a
last,
match
yeah.
after, yeah, to get a match right after that, I'm like,
But
I
I low
don't
key,
like that.
I was like that would have been good because I don't know if you remember Remember when Sammy came to fight Cena for the U.S. title in the Open
Hmm.
Challenge that Bret Hart said, "Oh,
Oh, that is
Sammy." So
true.
I was like, "Oh, if they that would have been fire." It don't need to be a long thing, but just like a one
Mm,
on one kind of match. But yeah, so you know,
yeah, and then that happened, and then he said a line that I liked really a lot. He says, "You can live with the future or die with the past." Oh, when he said that, I was sitting like, oh, Paul Heyman be cooking,
I'm gonna
man.
use that one of
Paul
my
Heyman be
speeches.
cooking.
I'm gonna use that one of my
I,
speeches. Send that to me.
I got you.
I was at
I'm here
church.
on TV one day.
I was at church and they said, um, why are you stuck down here being a raven when you're supposed to be flying like an eagle? I was like,
Oh,
oh, dear
oh,
Lord, please.
some people be cooking with the lines, bro.
They
They
do.
one liners be going crazy. But then, yeah, he walks out of the room and Braun Breaker is sitting right there, by the doorway, waiting. So,
That boy bronzed
uh,
up, tanned. Did you
yeah,
see
he was
that?
stand up. Yeah,
He
he was.
almost
Do
looked
you
like
see how
me,
red he
and
got,
he is Bliss's complexion,
bro?
and he looking like
That's what
me.
I'm saying.
I'm like,
And
bro,
bro,
he
and
is
you see how,
tanned.
and you know the crazy part when he wrestles, you see how red his face gets. Like he pulls that blood to
That
his face a lot.
that
He's
boy
like
a
Randy,
Steiner,
bro. Yeah, bro, wait, because during the match, I thought he was actually tweaking out for a bit because he would just
the
just
Jacob
do this.
Fatu,
I'm like,
you
yo,
know.
yeah, he'll just start tweaking his. I'm like, yo, is he okay? I swear, I be thinking he's on something, bro. In the matches. But this is where you can take it off for the next part.
All right. So yeah, so I have a few things down. So Sammy, he goes forward with Paul. So
Mhm.
Becky's coming out. Becky turned
Oh
on
yeah.
Lyra Valkyria. Becky comes out. She's giving this promo. So I wrote a few things down. Becky
Mhm.
basically reasoning makes sense. She's saying that
Oh yeah, it does.
Lyra was my mentee. She came in. She cozied up to my enemy. I get it.
Mhm.
Here's the problem. I thought Becky's promo lacked um, I thought she did a. I thought it was a good promo. My only thing was you could tell it felt like she was giving a promo than it being authentic. So what I
Mhm.
mean
It
by
felt
that
like
is
she
like
wasn't comfortable.
that's what I'm. Yeah, not even comfortability. I would say like it just felt as if I didn't believe it. Like it sounded like she
Mm,
had a script and when she was reading it. Because even
yeah.
when she was going off and saying I'm the winner, it was no like you need to look crazy. and I saw like some veins like going in her eyes like that, and I was like, dude,
Uh,
I need to see that like on the screen, like
mhm.
and she like sound insane like Seth did with Punk, where like Seth would just like crash out every day when you hear Punk. That's how
You know
she
what
should have
she could have
been.
done too? Like maybe look at that camera that's at the post, like
Yeah,
and actually stare into the camera so you could actually get that visualization.
and
That was
so
another thing she could have done.
Laura, the mentee Laura Lyra, forgive me if
Lyra.
I'm saying it wrong, comes out
Mhm.
and she's giving a reciprocal promo to Becky.
Mhm.
Okay, so I thought that her delivery needs to be better. And
Oh, for sure.
people, please forgive
For
me. I'm
sure.
because I
For
give speeches often. I'm a public speaker on a state and local level and some national things. So oftentimes when I'm hearing things, my brain is always trying to compute communication, right? So forgive me, but when Lyra did this, her like she needs. So I wrote down her delivery needs to be better. Her promo, she needs to isolate and add, add
that.
emphasis, add
Yeah.
that. She said
You-
she said to Becky,
that.
and like whatever she said, it was so soft, like this,
Mhm.
like that. No,
And
no,
I feel like she should take her time a little bit more too, because it
take
seemed
her
like she was
time,
talking really fast.
really fast. And she needs to have a little bit of bass. So Becky did it. Like and as I was thinking this, Becky did it. She said, Becky like Lyra was giving a promo saying, "Oh, we can fight in Kansas City right now." Da da da. And Becky said, "Whatever," but she said, "And I'm not fighting in Kansas City," and she said it
Mhm.
perfect. And I thought that's what Lyra needs because even in her end point, she needs to emphasize that. She said, and I'm a better wrestler. That's fine, but it's too soft. You need to be like,
Mhm.
Becky, I'm going to be a good person, and I already know I'm a better wrestler. That's how it should have been. I thought it would have been way better. Lyra drop kicks Becky in the face. They fight and they
Yeah.
brawl, and Becky gets away. So that's a build up
Mhm.
to a good match.
Oh well, Becky gets away, comes back, and sneaks her
Yeah,
back.
sneaks
So
her,
I mean,
hits her with the
yeah,
if you
the
anybody
the
coveted,
covenant elbow,
yeah, the covenant thing.
covenant
I got
elbow,
hit with that. I'm sure you did
and
too.
then on the ground,
Yeah,
dead.
and so
Um.
um
Oh, we forgot one thing. Called her B word.
yeah. They always
That
want to drop
That Netflix special.
that Netflix.
That Netflix
So yeah, so
vibes.
I think it's going to be a good match. I did not realize how
Mhm.
good Lyra, because okay, I'm just coming now back into watching wrestling.
Yeah,
I
me
used to
too.
watch AEW. It killed the. I'm gonna be honest, it killed the business for me. I
Yeah,
like,
it did.
bro, the content it got so trash to the point where like, I'm sorry, AEW fans. I know I'm so sorry, but
We love AEW,
we
but at the
love
same time we don't.
AEW, bro. But what are we doing? The production on
Yeah.
WWE compared to AEW, night and day. So it
Well,
just
I
got
mean,
so
it is
bad that I
Netflix.
stopped watching wrestling as a whole, WWE, AEW, everything. And plus, when we got into the wrestling business, we kind of like you
You
less
gotta,
and less watch it
yeah.
because you're like you're my back hurting. Um,
I
but
need to sleep.
yeah, I need to go to bed. And so anyway, we got so I would see clips and stuff and look at her reviews. And when I was watching WrestleMania, when I tell you Lyra Valkyria is a great wrestler, oh my
Oh, she
goodness,
most definitely
couldn't
is.
believe it.
I loved watching. I loved watching her wrestle. Another thing that are two that people that are very underrated is Liv and Raquel. I love watching their matches. They have very good chemistry with each other, and their matches are always good in the tag team division.
That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna speed past this. Penta,
Oh
Penta's
yeah,
backstage. Chad Gable goes to Penta, says that your brother. Pretty much, he says that your brother lost to Americana. Penta kicks him, says, "Stop talking about my brother." So next week, Aldis books Penta versus
JD.
JD Madonna.
Yeah. Oh
And
well, we didn't. I don't think we explained that, but JD. I mean, Penta came in, interfered
yeah,
with JD, and they lost the match. So
Penta interfered back in the tag team match and caused JD
yeah.
to lose. I didn't think we talked about that, but that we were so excited about how good JD's work is, we forgot about that
Hey,
match as a whole. Um, Rusev then gives a promo. I love this
I actually
promo.
like that.
Yeah, he says he won't be told what to do anymore. He won't raise a flag. He won't go to a woman's calling. He said he's going to hunt the flock and perfect the weak. I thought to
Hmm.
myself, this is one of the greatest gimmicks I've ever heard already
Yeah, I
because he
wonder
said, I'm going to help you regardless. I'm going to
by
destroy
whooping
you
your
by
butt.
whooping
By
you.
whooping your
Yes,
butt.
absolutely.
I'm confused if he's going by a different nickname now, like in the sense of because I heard them say the Tempest.
Yeah,
So I was
something
like,
like
is he
that.
getting called the Tempest Rusev now or something like that? But I love the way he delivered that promo. I feel like that video package, that Vendetta was was
It was
I
really
loved
good.
it. It was really good.
Uh,
I just wonder what they're gonna do with them now, though.
Speeding
That's the
past this, Ivy Now versus NXT champion Stephanie Valkyr.
Oh,
I don't
hey.
like the horns. I'm not a fan of that. I don't really know much about any of these people's work. I don't really watch
Mhm.
NXT. I know a
Well,
little bit about
one thing
Ivy
to
Nile.
say is that Stephanie Valcour, I can never say her name right, but she is a great. I swear, she is probably one of the best female workers next to Io in the ring.
Really?
Her in ring work is you got to watch her matches in NXT, but she has very good in ring work,
Well, I
and her
thought
movement and everything is just so smooth
Well, I
with every
thought
move she
that I
does.
wrote some notes here. I thought that she did a good in terms of she projects a lot of confidence. I thought that was
Hmm.
really good in the ring. Ivy I wrote down here her shoulder tackles suck, bro. She got to step through
Yeah,
with the shoulder
I
tackle
saw,
to make it look more. Um,
I saw that second shoulder tackle. I thought it was a botch
I
because of
was
just
like,
how she
bro.
took it.
Well,
I
even when
I
she
feel
gave it the first, like she just
I didn't even see it the first time. I was
just
just like,
like quick shoulder. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
yeah, I was about to say I think Valcour was for sure carrying her in that match. She was
Well,
the
I
vet
will
in that
say
match.
that Steph needs a better finish because, bro.
Yeah, that finish, I don't know. I don't like that
You didn't
finish at
even
all.
work the back in the match, and why? How is that
Just
into her? That makes no sense. Um,
hey, but we love that one move now. We love that one move. I think it's called Devil's Kiss.
wow.
Ah,
And
hit the Booker T's.
so let's keep going. AJ Styles backstage. Um,
Hmm.
Liv Morgan comes in, says I need time off. I'm recording a movie, so I don't know how
Yeah, I
that's
was
gonna make the
wondering. Yeah, I
tag
was wondering
titles.
what movie that was that she was recording.
Dominic says a little bit trash. Basically, we're building up towards Dominic versus AJ again. AJ Styles is one of the greatest all time. Why is he feuding with Dominic, bro? I love
I
Dominic.
mean,
I just like don't put get AJ out of all the championships. Just make him be in like one of the big matches that's going on. But we're in off season, so I mean we're
yeah,
we're,
because I was
we're
gonna
in the
say,
beginning, so there's
yeah,
there's.
and there's not really no one else for him to wrestle right now. If you think about it, like who else is there?
That's true. Cross tells Sammy made the right decision. Pat
Hmm.
McAfee, they have this recap where Pat McAfee gets attacked by what's that guy?
Gunther,
Gunther.
Gunther.
And Gunther, they say, oh, Gunther's suspended, and McAfee gives this promo about his life, and I do this,
Hmm.
and I'm so loyal. Points out Michael Cole, I'm gonna protect my brother. I want to face McAfee. All this
Yeah,
comes out, so it's booked McAfee versus Gunther at
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 Backlash.
Backlash. If Gunther does not kill McAfee, I don't
I
know
was
what
about to
we're
say
doing
he needs to actually kill him because
because
that's going to be a
Gunther
weird match.
has fought some of the toughest, got like
Literally,
Ilya. I mean, but honestly, rationale is pretty much out of wrestling at this point. But if they would make sense, Gunther needs to just
I mean, I
mwah,
think they're going to make sense
mwah,
with this match.
German choke him out. That's it.
Power bomb, power bomb, power
Kill him.
bomb.
And
Yeah,
then
I
if
hmm?
he's ready to come back, doo, 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 you hear that music come back,
Oh my,
and he could
wait,
come out and do his thing and
that might
jump
be the
up and
story.
scream.
Wait, that might actually happen because I think he's actually like been healed up now. He
Well,
should be like he should be healed up. But I mean, I felt like that promo was pretty good by Pat McAfee. A little overdrawn, but it was pretty good.
yeah, I thought it was too overdrawn, and the cadence of like staying in this form of it's like the MLK, like where you stay in that form of talking, but MLK did it,
Mhm.
and I say I have a
Yeah.
dream. McAfee was more like and Michael Cole, whatever he did. So, recap of Cena versus Orton.
Yeah.
Sammy's backstage talking with Jey Uso. Hey, blah 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 blah, catching up, doing a
Mhm.
little face thing. Logan comes out, knocks out Jey, gives him
That
a
was a
little
great
yeet.
punch.
Yeah, bro, I was like, he hit that right in the pocket, perfect
Yeah,
area.
I'm not gonna lie, that punch, he knows how to throw that punch now.
Yeah, he did a
He
good
knows how to
job.
throw that punch.
I think Punk and Randy has some of the best punches I've ever seen though. They literally like they don't even have to draw back. Punk like okay, so when I throw a punch, I do it here and I hit
Mhm.
the pocket. Max
Yeah.
Blitz when he throws a punch, he goes here, he hits like either right here or he'll do your top of your head. Sometimes when he
Yeah, I'll do
does
the
it,
top of your
it's
head.
soft, like you don't feel it. Bro, Punk like literally draws back and stops perfect.
Yeah,
He stops
right,
like
like right
right
there, and
here.
then just goes
I
down.
don't know how, and then Randy just
Hey.
mwah, from the top.
But
And
Randy's
so,
punches is like methodical, so he could just go slow
yeah,
and just hit the
bro, I
hand.
love
So
Randy's work so much. Um, so yeah, so we have this thing. Sammy refuses. We already talked about it. Braun versus Sammy.
yeah.
Okay, so with this, I would just say that they're building up Raw good. I think Seth's group is okay. I think that
Hmm.
honestly, they need to figure out this whole Seth thing. Is he a heel? Is he a face? And figure out who exactly is the opposition to Seth. Because The problem I think is that Braun and Paul look good. Seth looks good, but you won that main event, so what are you going to do, with it,
With
right?
that,
If you're
yeah.
saying you're the future of wrestling, then what are we doing? So you got to like think about those things. Who is the best opposition to build up that group as a credible face?
Which
And
honestly,
Sammy's good, but Sammy, everybody, bro,
it's
we
not
all
even.
know
He's
Sammy
just
gets
every
get he
yeah.
dog like
He just
I
gets
love
die. He
Sammy,
dies.
but he dog water. This boy get beat every time.
Yeah, he just dies every time.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, until he has like that one match where he always gets that win. But it just seems like they have. It's just like I don't know, want to say it, but like it seems like WWE's in a rut with their talent. Like they just don't have people that
well,
match
knowing
up
Triple
to.
H, he'll be Damian Priest. He'll
Yeah,
take down the
like
Hulk.
that's what he loves him some Damian
He
Priest. He
loves
loves him some
Damian Priest,
DP.
bruh.
He loves some DP. Yeah, I just don't understand who to bring into that in that and to be the opposition because it just seems like no one has the star power that the top guys in WWE have right now. That's the problem. They're not building up new stars. They're just building up the people that have already been built up. And I think that's the problem with WWE. And they're trying to build up new stars, but the way they're building up is just it's horrible. It really is. Like their young stars are just like what happened to Carmelo Hayes? As an
Yo, where
example,
is
what happened to Carmelo
Carmelo?
Hayes?
Didn't he win the Andre the
That's what I'm
Giant
saying. Yeah,
thing?
he won
Is
the
he on
100
SmackDown though?
Giant
He
thing.
might be on.
I
They
think
could
he
bring him
is.
to Raw, even if
Yeah, but like it's just he's been
Carmelo's
losing
one of
ever
the
since he
greatest
got. That's what
workers
I'm
on the main
saying.
roster.
And he's just been losing
His
and losing.
bro,
It's
his
like there's
selling
no
is
point.
so good. That boy's selling
There's
is out of this world.
he's becoming like another Miz where he's just there. And I'm just like, there's no point of watching him
By
work
the
because
way,
we know he's gonna
did you
lose.
see that Miz botched Alexander Black's kick? He's been doing that for years, bro. Every time he throw the black mask, Miz
You know,
always walk in too close, like you do with the
hey,
veto. Walk in too
bro,
close. That's
get off of me.
that's
Get
inside
off of
joke.
me.
That's my finisher. When I hit him with my finisher, every time I'm training with him, when I hit him with my finisher, he walks in too close. I
Bro,
ripcord you. You supposed to come in and take the bump. Why are you
I'll
walking to
try.
me?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels right to walk into it.
Oh,
In the moment, it feels right to walk into it. But yeah, I just don't know what WWE's gonna do in the sense of they have no one else except for CM Punk and Roman
I don't know,
because no
man.
one else has the star power just to go against Steph right now. It's just no one does. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
And then
Uh
there's no rival. And, oh my gosh, I was thinking about this, bro. When they do eventually in the future, Braun versus Jacob Fatu, that's gonna feed
oh, that's gonna be a good
generations. That's
match.
gonna
That's
feed
gonna be a good
generations,
match.
bro.
I
I
wonder
need
how that's gonna work.
honestly, you know what I thought? If I was fantasy booking,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but I would have had. So like at the whole thing that happened at the show last Monday, I would have had it where CM Punk gets speared, Roman gets speared, Braun comes out, um, and I was thinking in my head like that whole time I was like I thought Brock was gonna come back, and I thought like
Oh
Heyman, because Heyman was like wishy washy between
yeah,
everybody. I thought like Brock was coming back to kill everybody, but it wasn't
that would
so.
be cool.
Because I
I
know
mean,
I know he's on the main
yeah.
roster thing, but he has all that that weird
Yeah, all
stuff
that
going
stuff
on.
going on. I thought they were going to add a fourth person to the group. I feel like they do need a fourth person in that group,
But then
or
the
like I
question
guess
is,
you could
who's
say
the
a third.
opposition?
Still, I don't know. I don't know.
Who stops the
It,
rise
that's
of Seth?
it's just there's no one with star power at the moment. You know, I think they just wrote off CM Punk and Roman for a little bit off of
I'm
TV.
trying to think.
They just wrote off they kind of maybe just wrote off Sammy. So who is in on Raw? Oh, Cody Rhodes is gone too. So
Dang, they
like who
really
is
don't
actually
have. Yeah, they
yeah,
need they.
and all their star power is gone right now. The only person that is there, I think, is Rollins. Honestly, if
Yeah,
I'm not wrong, let
that's
me
why
think. And
that's why
John Cena. And
that's why
Cena.
he's feuding with Sami Zayn. Wow. Well,
And I don't
guys,
think it's a feud. It might just be a one-off. I don't know.
I want you guys to tell us who you think might be who could carry the next banner because we need somebody who's
There's just nobody right now at all.
like. Is there somebody
Not
we're just skipping over, bruh? Like I'm
not in NXT. Like unless you're gonna bring in Oba. Like I guess like
yeah, but that he ain't a white meat baby face. That
that's what I'm
he
saying.
just kill people, you know. Um,
I don't think there is no one
well,
literally
they
at the
could always
moment.
say
No.
his name.
And he appears. Oh my god, I
I
hated that.
believe in
I was
dreaming.
so mad at WrestleMania when
It
I
should have
saw
been
that.
Nick Aldis, bro.
I was like, they had all these superstars and they chose him. Like, not to say that he's bad or anything, but it's just like it was very disappointing to see him. Like, he always comes at the wrong time. He always comes at the wrong time.
Plus, I have a fear. I feel like they're gonna start treating him like LA Knight, like
Oh yeah,
you
for
do
sure.
your little thing, but you get beat. You're never getting up to the top.
Yeah,
LA Knight
And
could have been one of the biggest stars, like Cody, actually.
Oh,
right
most
now,
definitely.
if
Most
they would have pulled
definitely.
the trigger. They always miss. Braun Strowman could have been one of the big draws. Samoa Joe, but they always miss. They've been missing for years and years and years. But any other thoughts about this show before we close out?
It was okay. Raw. Not bad, not good. I mean, it was like an 8 out of 10. I'll say
8 out of
8 out of 10 Raw.
So I haven't watched Raw in a very long time. This is my first Raw probably in, I don't know, like 9 months.
A year, probably
like a year, 2 years.
It has been mine.
So yeah, probably about 2 years since I seen Raw. The highlight of the night for me was JD McDonough's work. That boy is so good, bro. He is so good. He is so good at wrestling. Gosh, he's so good. That honestly, if he like the way they think, it's like, oh, all these dudes have to be big, but that man is like legit workhorse champion material. The way he just was able to maneuver throughout the ring. Let him be an a-hole. Give him a manager if you don't like his promo skills. That man on top.
Yeah, I mean, my highlight would probably be Sami Zayn's promo against Rollins. I love that promo that he hit. The way he just got into, that baby face, that spirit. That spirit hits every single time, and I was really intrigued in that promo. I really liked it.
Well, from me, I'm saying thank you to everybody tuning in. If you stayed this far, we appreciate you. We hope you like, you subscribe, come back. I believe we have Friday Night SmackDown coming up, so we'll be reviewing that. Luckily, that should be only 2 hours, right? They stop at 10.
I think so. 2:30. 2 minutes. I think 2 hours and 30 minutes. I don't know.
It's on Cape. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the TBD podcast, Redetermined Wrestling Podcast.
Thank you guys.
We appreciate you. We hope you connected with us. We hope that you comment, you like, you subscribe, do all those good things. Let us know if you want to change anything, if we need to adjust any format or do anything, any suggestions. We are all open to it. Thank you so much for joining me, myself, and my friend over here on this side of the camera. Thank you for joining.
You're pointing the wrong way, sir.
You did what? Yeah. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
You remember in the 2K games when they were like blur? Do you see how my camera is? So when they were blur the blur the
middle fingers.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you later.
Deuces.